Okay, there's that. Oh, I have that on mute. Come on. There, and live. All right. Let's carry that. Oh, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, let me get my drink. All right, all right, all right. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on, boys and girls, children of all ages? Come in here and hit that like button. I appreciate it. If you like the video, want us to keep supporting the content. Again, like I said, we don't take any AdSense money over here on the Porch Light Podcast or Craig's Corner. So I went ahead and dropped the good old, if you want to support the channel, go ahead through PayPal. I have no idea how to activate a super chat. So yeah, it will all go to the PC. I'm trying to get her done. Like I said, I'm expecting my other Infinity Stone to come in here any day now. I've got a heat sink coming for the PC, but yeah, because I don't want to melt the CPU, whichever one I end up getting. It's just, it is what it is. So, but shout out to everybody. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Like I said, it is high noon on the East Coast. It is 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It is, I believe, it's what, 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening in good old jolly England. And shout out to everybody that's listening. Shout out to Foxy Games UK. Was on his podcast yesterday. Talked a little bit about the possible future of the console market. So big shout out to him. Appreciate him having me on there. Also shout out again the Lincoln Clay 670. We did our first hashtag free smoke MLB The Show baseball game. Of course, mine. I had a copyright strike on that. Like, I mean, it was instant. It was like I woke up this morning and I got a message from Google about having a copyright strike or YouTube. So I went ahead and had to delete it. So because it was a copyright strike. So but yeah, so shout out to him. He won the game, but I'm the one that got the free smoke. So it's kind of it was kind of funny because, you know, like whoever loses gets free smoke. So he won the game and I got free smoke. So it was all fun. So hopefully everybody that watched it enjoyed it. What's going on, uncompetitive? So yeah, I'm here having a little drink this afternoon or morning, wherever you are, in the evening in some places. So yeah, it was free smoke. It was fun. That's only like the first or second time I had played MLB The Show online. And it was a good time. What's going on, iDie? So, but shout out to everybody all around the world, all the people in Australia and New Guinea and New Zealand, and you know, got subs all around, close to about 750 to 60 subs. So, and they're from all around the world, and so I appreciate it. So that's why this this podcast is for the people who. I mean, it's in the evening, like overseas, it may be 5, 6 o'clock, depending on where you live. And so, of course, it's noon here. So it's afternoon, Mr. Hand. So Trey BK was happening. So, but yeah, we'll go ahead and get to the news. I'll go ahead and, as you can see, I've got there's all kind of names down there, but there's some Captain Marvel news. A lot of stuff just came out. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm gonna give you my review on that. Shout out to the Luwafa who dropped some PS-5 and new Xbox Scarlet specs. As we'll just go see what will unveil what he has learned or what they have learned over there, and just pass it on. And again, once we get to that point, take it with a grain of salt. Shout out to my boy Charlie, who's out at San Diego Comic-Con. He's leaving. Well, hell, he's leaving tonight, and he'll get out there Tuesday. He's just going to rest. He's going to host a panel out at San Diego Comic-Con. I believe that starts Thursday. I think it's, I can't remember if it's this week or next week, but anyway, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for a 4-day pass, including the Wednesday preview. It's like $180. So it's not a hard, and you get a lot of different stuff out there. So shout out to everybody that's doing that, that's doing the Comic-Con. So I have to work this coming weekend. So it sucks to suck, as Ash and Luca would say. I'll talk a little bit here about the diversity talk and stuff in video games. Briefly, won't hang on that topic. Shout out to Porter Rock 77 for, I mean, quite frankly, giving us the full story about what Robin Gaming was talking about. But again, the way he edited his video, and again, when you do video, when you do the videos and you upload them, you get to edit, and you can get your words together. And that's, you can sit down and write a script out on what you want to say. So shout out to Porter Rock. He did his on the fly. And he totally, and look, I'm a fan of Robin Gaming. He first started out on the Dream Team. That's where I first saw him. Let me make that clear. It was him, Fatal Mephisto, Baby Girl was on there. Zobi used to be on there, and One Stop for Gamers. And so it's pathetic that what he was doing, but he has an agenda, talking about an agenda, and so but I'll talk about that a little bit, and I'll dive a little bit into the whole Solid Rev discussion briefly. But let's start with some Captain Marvel news, because all this just broke about 10 to 12 hours ago. So Captain Marvel, shout out to Brie Larson. If you're following her on Twitter, she put out a tweet yesterday that they're finished. They're finished filming this movie. They have finished principal photography. They will do reshoots this fall, but the movie is done. They're going to totally do this movie. It's set in the 90s. So you're going to hear some cool music for all you all who were just little kids in the 90s, or some of you all may not have been born. But so you'll hear some cool music, and they're going to use de-aging technology. So that's if you watched Civil War, when it showed Robert Downey Jr. When he was supposed to be 20 years old with the BARF technology that he was using. We're going to see that. If you haven't seen screenshots yet, they've released some things of the movie. But again, they're going to be doing their reshoots this fall. Remember, the movie has to be done, then it has to be edited, then they have to watch the movie again, then they have to write down what scenes they want to cut out, then they have to go back in and reshoot. So, but again, it comes out March 6, 2019. And we already know a little bit about it. We know there's going to be a crash landing. That's where Mar-Vell will show up. And they've tied it. Get this. They've tied it. I don't know if you all remember watching Iron Man 2. So Fatal was yeah. So Iron Man 2, when I don't know if you all remember watching Iron Man 2 when he was, he thought he was dying in Iron Man 2. Tony Stark, and he had a conversation with Nick Fury. And remember, he pulled up his suit. It was the Mark 6. And he was talking to Jarvis, and he had found that new element. Remember, his father had buried the elemental, he buried the element and what it was in the park. As far as he made a virtual part of the element that we saw. And remember what Nick Fury said to him when he was at the donut shop. He said, Tony Stark said, quote, I tried every permutation of every element. And Nick Fury said, what? You haven't tried them all yet. And then they gave him a shot in his neck. Well, that is from Project Pegasus. So Tony Stark asked for all the information on Project Pegasus, Goliath, and Exodus. So they tied this in. That was in Iron Man 2. In the Avengers movie, the first Avengers movie, 2012, the Tesseract, where it was being tested when Loki portals in, that was part of Project Pegasus. It is run by the World Security Council. That's who Nick Fury was talking to. But basically, they study extraterrestrial technology that's been found on Earth. That's Nick Fury. That people are like, well, what's his job in S.H.I.E.L.D.? Nick Fury is second in command of the at the World Security Council. He reports directly to them. Okay, so people have asked, well, what's Nick Fury's job? So in Iron Man 2, if you go back and watch it, you will hear Tony Stark ask for information on Exodus, Goliath, Goliath was paid off in the new Ant-Man and Wasp movie, and then Pegasus. Pegasus is part of the program with Captain Marvel. Pegasus project was being manned by NASA. Captain Marvel Carol Danvers is a Air Force pilot. Who does NASA recruit from to fly their planes and test their shuttles? 90% of them come out of the Air Force. So just remember how they paid that off. They told Tony Stark, who was dying, he hadn't tried every element. Once he discovered the element or rediscovered it, he says. He also said that Jarvis tells Tony Stark this element is not on the periodic table. Therefore, it's an alien product. So that's how they just tied everything together. It was a neat Easter egg, but it is what it is. But that's how they tie all that together. So that's the Captain Marvel news, or Captain Marvel. Again, this is Carol Danvers' movie. If you watched Infinity War, the end cut trailer, the last trailer you see, it was only one, is when everybody's getting dusted. Nick Fury, when he presses that button and that symbol comes up, that's Captain Marvel's symbol. So, but she's a space-based person whose her skill set, her powers come from the quantic realm. What were they just dealing with in Ant-Man and Wasp, which I'll do my review now? They were dealing with the quantic realm and quantum technology and time not behaving in a linear manner when you're in the quantic realm. Remember all that when you're watching the movie, because the next movie, the Avengers 4 movie, is going to have some type of time travel for them to have. They're going to have to go back and get the Infinity Stones. They're going to have to put them somewhere where Thanos can't get to them. So there's a very good chance that's what we're going to be seeing. So also, Ant-Man and Wasp is taking place after the Civil War movie. It's happening it's happening adjacent to what happened in Avengers 4. So it's happening before it, and then the post-credit scene is happening after. Okay, it's happening after or during what's going on with Avengers 4. And there's 2 post-credit scenes, so mild spoilers with this review. But ultimately, Ant-Man Scott Lang is on house arrest. He can't leave his yard. Okay, he is on full house arrest. So, but and the reason he's on house arrest is because he left the United States to go fight the Avengers. He got caught. He got caught. Rhodey got, not Rhodey. He got caught. He got caught, and Hawkeye got caught. Him and Hawkeye took deals, okay, just to be with their families. They're all on house arrest. They took deals, And ultimately, I can't think of the other guy's name. I feel like it's Schlemiel. Falcon. Falcon, of course, escapes with Captain America, becomes part of the Secret Avengers. That's the team that's fighting in the Avengers movie. And so you had so anyway, Scott Lang's at home. He's playing with his daughter, so forth and so forth. The PIM technology. That's how Ant-Man's suit shrinks and gets bigger. It's PIM technology. The Pyms, that would be Hank Pym and his daughter, they're on the run because they did not take the deal. Okay, they did not take the deal. So they're on the run, and they're trying to find which call its daughter. They're trying to find Hank's wife. She's stuck in the quantic realm, pretty much. So that's what their movie is about. It's about them shrinking down to go to the quantic realm and find Janet Van Dyne. They have a nice throwback out scene. They actually shout out to Michael Douglas. He's still acting. He does a very good job in this movie. So you get to see the original Ant-Man suit. You get to see the original one. Huge shout out. And you got to remember, Ant-Man and Wasp were part of the first Avengers team. You buy the very first Avengers comic book, they're on the cover. You know, it's them, it's Captain America. It's you all know your comic book stuff. You know it. So, but ultimately in this movie, it's damn funny. You all should go check it out. It's #1 movie in America. I may go see it again. Hell, I can't see it next weekend because I got to work. I might go see it like next Monday or Tuesday again. So, but ultimately, she's just called the Wasp because she has wings, and she is trained. She has a black belt in judo, and I think it's judo, and she has a black belt in taekwondo, and she deploys it very well. She'll shrink, and then she'll be behind her opponent, and then she'll grow up. She'll make herself big and just hit them in their face. Unique fighting style, but the movie centers around the fact that Scott is constantly leaving the house, having to outwit the FBI that's watching him because he only has 2 or 3 days left on house arrest. Anyway, long story short, they're trying to build a computer, a device to send them into the quantic realm. Well, there's another villain. It's hard to as Ghost, and Ghost's problem is that her father, Bill Foster, played by Lawrence Fishburne, who's also Goliath in the comic books. Remember, we just talked about how in Iron Man 2 they mentioned Project Goliath. So that's how that was an Easter egg that they paid off. So ultimately, Bill Foster is helping Ghost. Ghost's problem, you've seen her on the commercial. She's in gray. She phases in and out of different realities. She can't control that. So she can control it a little bit, but it's getting worse and worse. And yeah, she can walk through walls. And they were like, it's like she's a ghost, and she can just walk through walls. So they call her Ghost. She was gender changed. Ghost in the comic books is a dude. And like most of the villains in the comic books. So hold on. What's up, Rudy of Legends? So, and what's going on, Eric? So ultimately, she's looking for the same kind of technology as well because she knows it can help heal her because basically she's dying. Her character is dying. She can't take the pain anymore. She's thinking about committing suicide. Very well developed anti-hero, not a true villain. You got to understand that. Walter Goggins, I think that's his name, who is the true villain of the film. And he's got some really funny parts. He pretty much is just playing the character he played in Justified as the villain. He took a little bit of the accent off of him, but it was a good movie. It was good. So what did I think about it? I gave it a solid 8 out of 10. I know I liked it. Shout out to Ashen Lucas. She liked it. She said it surprised her how much she liked it. And Dealer Gaming, I think he saw it and gave it an 8. He gave it an 8.5. Again, it was a surprise. It's a nice palate cleanser because that's exactly what it was designed to be after Infinity War, because we needed it. Infinity War was a punch in the gut. I mean, going in, I knew what was going to happen, but I just couldn't believe what I was looking at. It was like, holy shit, they're going to do this, So, and but ultimately, Ant-Man and Wasp, you get to see Giant Man again. There are no other. This the introduction of the Wasp, so about 60% of the movie is about her. There's a great scene where you could tell they use a little bit. If you've seen Deadpool, where he was growing back and he had a full body, full head, but he had a little baby. He had a baby legs and stuff like that. They have a scene similar to that in the movie when he's in school, and it was the funniest. It was one of the funniest scenes. I laughed the entire scene. Just the stuff he was trying to jump up and get something from his daughter's book bag, and she's just Walsh is just standing there like, come on, almost got it. I mean, it's a great scene. It's a great scene. So they even made fun of that in the when they got in the truck and he was barely excuse me. He was still not big, not full size yet. And this the line Michael Douglas had was fantastic. I mean, it was a great line. I won't give it away. So, but ultimately, really fun movie. A lot of payoffs, especially if you've invested in the MCU. You got to remember how Iron Man came out, and Iron Man comes out, and it way the hell overperforms. Then the Incredible Hulk comes out with Ed Norton, and it underperformed. So at first they thought that was it. They did Iron Man 2. They did Iron Man Part 2, and Iron Man Part 2 did much better than they thought. Then then they ended up doing Thor. Thor did better than they thought. These movies overperformed. And then they went back and did Captain America, which takes place in the late 30s and 40s. That's what set everything off, leads up to the Avengers, I believe. And everything does great after that. You had Iron Man 3 come out, make $1 billion. You had Thor Dark World, which I thought Thor Dark World was straight garbage. I think out of all the entries into the MCU, that's the worst one. That and Incredible Hulk. Now, to me, Incredible Hulk was it was underwhelming. So Ghost is her character, she's very pretty. I think she's Argentinian, and I forgot her name. I think her last name is Kamen or something like that. So, but yeah, again, she's not a true villain, and it's played very well by that actress. So, and she's more of an anti-hero. They set her and Bill Foster, played by Lawrence Fishburne, up very well for the next Avengers movie. I mean, I think they're going to be pivotal in the next Avengers movie. So. Well, I told you I was going to have some spoilers in here, and but it's a good movie. Go check it out. Lots of action, a palate cleanser. But you don't get to see any other superheroes. There are 2 end credit scenes. The first end credit scenes is technically a mid credit scene. It has to do with everything at this point during the Snapture. That's what it's called. The Snapture is what happens when Thanos snaps his fingers. It's affectionately known as the Snapture, to erase half of life in the galaxy. And then there's another end cut scene where it's just the emergency broadcast system that's working. And so it is what it is. It's good. It's a good movie, fun to watch. #1 movie in America. So, I mean, hopefully everybody goes and watches it and has a good time with it. I know I had a good time in there. I go to Movie Tavern, and where movies never tasted so good. I had the Chipotle sliders. They gave me like 3 French fries. I had to have words with them again over them not giving me enough fries. I'm like, look, y'all gave me like 5 fries. What are you doing? You know? Yeah, yeah. Hannah Kamen. Yeah, very, very pretty. She's the way it should be. I take her out for beer and wings in a nutshell. So, but that her problem in the movie, you've seen it, is how she can. It looks like she's there, but she's not there. So she's phasing in and out of different, pretty much realities. And it's a very good movie. It's fun to watch. So shout out to the man. You don't hit the like button when you come in here. That's a freebie. Hit that like button. So what's going on there? Look, is it Lansville Paul? What's happening? Dark Side Havoc. So the New York Comic-Con, yeah, that is a lot. The San Diego Comic-Con, that's kind of the granddaddy. That's their E3. Again, that's a 3 to 4 day event. Shout out to my friend Charlie. He's going out there. Like I said, he's leaving tonight, and he'll land out there later tonight. And he'll be at his hotel. He said he'll be asleep. Then he'll do some sightseeing on Tuesday. Then Tuesday night he hosts a panel actually, and then Wednesday he'll go to the preview. So they're going to show the Comic-Con. Sony is going to have a major presence at Comic-Con. They're going to be showing some more Spider-Man PS4 stuff. They're going to be showing Into the Spider-Verse trailers. They will probably have another Venom trailer out there. They may have like 10 minutes of the movie out there. So Sony plans on having a pretty big presence at Comic-Con. So what's going on, Alabama Jones? You're not going to watch it 80 times. I didn't see Infinity Wars a whole. I saw Infinity Wars twice because you had to. The first, like I said, that was a Friday. When did I go see? How did I watch that? Okay, Infinity War I went Friday night. I just happened to be off on Friday. That weekend, I didn't take off. I just happened to be off on Friday and Saturday. And so on Friday, yeah, I went, and it was so good. I went back and I bought a ticket for Saturday, which was funny because I had the same waiter. And and as soon as I came in, he was like, "Oh, you were here yesterday." I said, "Yeah, I want the same thing, Chipotle sliders. Oh, I love them. I love a Chipotle slider." So, but again, go check out Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it made $75 million. Which is exactly what Disney thought it would make, between 70 and 74. So it came in roughly where they thought it was going to be. So what's going on, Sin Vote Win? So you don't go to movies because humans are annoying. Oh my God. So no. The first time, well, she did not want to go see Infinity War, but I drug her to go see that on Saturday. That Saturday. So and she saw it. She thought it was good. She liked it. So, but she likes she likes those kind of movies. So she didn't think she'd like that. I don't know why. So hearing stuff outside. Okay. Somebody that watched it 84 times? Jeez. All right, my chair is broke. I need a new chair. So yeah, Hannah Kamen was awesome, blossom, and hit that like button, folks. What's up, Lincoln Clay? Hopefully works good. Like I said, Lincoln Clay, he won that game, but I'm the one that got the free smoke. So it was, to me, it was fun. No, hopefully you all check that out. And Lincoln, I had to go ahead and I got a copyright strike on that. So yeah, like I was telling them this morning, I had to delete the video. So, but that's why, because they gave you, like 30 days to delete it. So, but I can't believe that. So I can't believe that somebody saw that movie 84 times. It was good though. So it was fun. Uncompetitive. How you doing, Trey BK? Trey BK is a true he's a true sentinel of the podcast. Let me tell you. So I was trying to go through the comments. So any questions about Captain Marvel and how that they're finished with it? It's hard to believe. It did not take them long at all to film that. Again, Captain Marvel is going to be using re-aging technology, or down aging, I'm sorry, and it's happening in the 90s. And but it's finished. They're done. It's in editing right now. There's a crash landing in it. I think that's where we'll see Mar-Vell. That's a different person. And her name, again, is Carol Danvers, and she just takes the name Captain Marvel. So very good chance that they won't call her Captain Marvel. They'll just call her Captain Danvers. And it's kind of like at the end of, I don't know if you all watch Wonder Woman. They never called her Wonder Woman. They just called her Diana Prince, you know, and that's it. That's all they called her. You didn't see the title Wonder Woman until the very end of the movie. So, will rotate Captain Marvel's power? I don't know. They don't have the Fox properties yet, but that's pretty much a done deal. And let me tell you, Disney, I still can't believe how much money Disney paid for that. I think it's upwards of $90 million, $90 billion. I mean, it's crazy. That's just for those properties. That's not even for the whole company. So, I mean, that is just, I can't fathom that amount of money just for those properties. So Disney really wants it bad, but they're starting a streaming service, and they're going to start their stream. They're supposed to start their streaming service like March of next year. So, Guardian Legends. Yeah, I go to movies opening weekend. That way I get them out of the way because I do reviews. So, what's going on, Simply Deep? I assume you were born in 1985. So yeah. I wonder if they will bring Adam Warlock to the MCU. Yes. Did you watch Guardians 2? Watch the end cutscenes. Will the Skrulls be in the movie? Yes, the Skrulls have been confirmed to be in the movie. Captain Marvel, yeah. So, born in 1985. Let's see here. Let's see what was happening in 1985. Let's see, 1985. Let's look at some of the top songs in 1985. Wow. Tears for Fears. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I remember that one. Part-Time Lovers, Stevie Wonder. My God. Everybody Wants to Rule the World is a soundtrack from a movie called My Science Project. I think that was the name of the movie. Yeah, Tears for Fears was a big band. Shout was out. I'm sure you all have heard that. Shout, shout, let it all out. Take On Me by Aha. That's a classic. I know you all, please tell me you all heard these songs. Yeah, Head Over Heels. That was Tears for Fears. We Don't Need Another Hero. That was from Mad Max Thunderdome. It's a great song. That was Tina Turner. Freeway of Love, Aretha Franklin. My God, Sussudio. Oh, that's a classic. And you were born in a good year, man. Starship, We Built This City. Starship was booed off stage because that song was straight trash. Broken Wings by Mr. Mister. That is on the Grand Theft Auto Vice City video game. Oh, my goodness gracious. Corey Hart, Never Surrender. Corey Hart's got a song on the Grand Theft Auto. #1 TV show, 1985, Miami Vice. Voices Carry, Till Tuesday. My band that I'm in, we cover that song. Man, oh man, I feel like an old man. Raspberry Beret by Prince was out. Just wow. Don't Lose My Number. Yeah, that was on No Jacket Required. That was Phil Collins. Get It On by Power Station. Yeah, oh my goodness. If You Love Somebody, Set Them Free. Man, let me tell you, that is Sting's first single after he left the Police. Okay, that is Sting's first. So, man, you got some good songs in your year, man. So you do. I'm just trying to see here what else was big that you all would probably know. That was probably it. But you all should have definitely heard If You Love Somebody, Set Them Free. I still say that to this day. You love somebody, love someone, set them free. Oh my God. So, boy, that is a classic. So, well, yeah. So, any more questions about Captain Marvel or Ant-Man? Yeah, they are making a Superfly movie. So, you don't have if you have Netflix, Alabama Jones, just go to the end credits. There's 3 big end credit scenes on Guardians. Guardians set up a whole lot of stuff. So Swing Out Sister, Break Out. That was, Sugar Walls. Yeah. That was Sheena Easton. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Superfly is already out. That's trash, then. So, well, matter of fact, that is trash. Yeah, that is out. Oh my, yeah, you're right. Ugh. Yeah, simply, yeah. Everybody should know some of the songs that came out the year they were born. So, yeah, there are scrolls in the movie. He's gonna be a guard. How do I know this? If you go to IMDb, they do the casting, and you can see what movies are casting because they have to have public announcements, and then they have to announce the role. They don't have to announce what they're doing, but they do have to announce the role. So oh man, that's terrible. So who would I like to see the villain and Black Panther to? Yeah, Namor would be good. The problem is that the problem with Namor is that, see, in the comic book, Wakanda is on the coast. In the movie, they moved it more inland. It's where Nigeria would be. So so Namor would be a cool villain though. With Namor, he almost killed T'Challa in the comic book. And that's why Shuri had to become Black Panther, because T'Challa was down for the count. You know? But Namor is Marvel's version of Aquaman. And so we're gonna have to wait and see. They Black Panther, it could be Doctor Doom if they could get the Fox stuff coming. But it's gonna be hard for them to top what they just did, because they had what made Black Panther so good was that it wasn't a big time world threat. It was an internal threat. They had an internal struggle. So, and ultimately the way they addressed it, I thought was good. So, but yeah, that's, but man, I would like to see a Doctor Doom. I would like to see, man, as a villain to him though. That's a good question. I have not really thought about it. So I mean, it's because they've killed Claw. So we'll have to wait and see. The villain to Wakanda is the world as far as their technology. People want their technology, at least in the comic book. So yeah, I forgot about Swing Out Sister. Yeah, break. It's not called Breakdown. It's called Breakout. So. But Swing Out Sister, yeah, that was her only hit. I actually had that single somewhere. I got that album buried somewhere. But I've got that album. I got Sugar Walls by Sheena Easton. So Sheena Easton sang For Your Eyes Only from the James Bond film. And still just a great song. And that's a great movie. That's one of my favorite James Bond movies. So... You love your ex so much you set her free. Well, just set them free. Not literally. It means to tell them you love them because they're being held captive. It's pretty much, if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it's like people are being held captive because they don't know what's on the other person's mind. If you love them, you set them free. You tell them. So, yeah, security breach. Yeah, great line from the Avengers, first Avengers movie. So, well, Superfly. If it's a true takeoff on the original was one of those blaxploitation films, and basically what they could do is they could give filmmakers like $25,000 to make a movie, and then they would have to make the movie, and if the movie made, 100,000, everybody was happy. Billy Ocean's "Get Into My Car." Yeah, that was written by that wasn't written by Billy Ocean. That was actually written by oh my goodness, George Harrison wrote that song. Rest in peace, George Harrison, and rest in peace, Billy Ocean. So, Latvia versus Wakanda. What is Latveria versus Wakanda Tech? I don't know what Latveria is. So, yeah, we'll get to the PS-5 and Xbox here. I think Alabama Jones. What is Latvia, or is it Latveria? So, and Alabama Jones, aren't you from Tennessee? So, yeah, Superfly is. I'm sure it is trash. Like I said, the one back in the day was straight garbage. So, but it was a blaxploitation film. So, yeah, Sugar Walls. Yeah, that's boy, that song had so much double meaning when it came out. People are like, oh, so yeah, Corey Haim. Doom's Place. So that's an alternate dimension. You definitely have to go with the weapons from an alternative dimension. So, Wakanda, though, on Earth, they unmatched. The only thing that comes close would be some of the weapons that come from Shitfire Asgard. And, of course, Asgard is destroyed. But the Wakanda weapons, unless the Asgardian weapons are enchanted, because they can enchant their weapons. They just didn't do it in the MCU. That's why Thor's weapon is enchanted. Both his weapons have been enchanted. So, but ultimately, I can't believe you didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, because I actually really enjoyed that. Didn't like it as much as the first one. Blade would take out Wakanda. Nah, they would kill Blade. Blade wouldn't get past their border tribe. Well, he might now, because the border tribe got pretty much wiped out in Black Panther. So you want to know what tribe sided with Eric Killmonger? It was the border tribe. The guerrilla tribe, that's who turned the tide against the border tribe. So that's why in the Infinity War movie, that's who was standing right next to T'Challa. So it was Captain America, M'Baku, and General, the Dora Milaje. So Blade would be in a blood bank. Blade would get slaughtered. So by the Wakandans. So but we'll have to wait and see, because Jamie Foxx has been cast to play Blade. So shout out to OBJ to Don. Yeah, let me talk about that real fast. Look, okay. All right, I've been playing video games since Pong. And Pong was just two little white sticks and a square ball. That's what Pong was. And so to see the evolution of gaming get to this point has been phenomenal. If somebody had told me a game like, let's pull out Rise of the Tomb Raider. A game like that was possible, 15 years ago, I would have said no, that would have been impossible. So to hear that there's a group of people who will not play something or doesn't like, there's a difference, who doesn't, because you have who doesn't want to do something because of a certain gender, that to me, I don't understand that. I can't imagine not wanting to play Horizon Zero Dawn, which that's what I've got on my PlayStation right now. I can't imagine not playing that because it's a girl. It's a woman. You know, she's 19. You know, to me, she's a girl, but you know, she's a woman. You know, ultimately, are you? I mean, did you not go see Wonder Woman because it's a female? You know, yeah, but I mean, you're right, OBJ the Don. I was talking about Captain Marvel earlier. There are actually grown ass men literally saying that Captain Marvel is going to be too overpowered. It's like, well, yeah, she's a space-based entity at this point. Okay, yes, she's born on Earth. So is Peter Quill. You know, so and look how Peter Quill had the ability to create life. You know, so it was. I mean, so those people to me, men or women, are idiots. You know, those people are idiots, and you know, so the stuff that Solid Rev has said, you know, was the first thing he said about, you know, these black dudes, you know, I thought that was insensitive. But the other comment he made about because he grew up in the hood, whether it was in the hood, outside the hood, whatever, that made him just as black as somebody else. That right there, that was racist. That's a racist statement. Now, does that mean he is racist? No. It just means he made a racist statement. But I'm not going to hang he's a racist on his neck. I do think that the people, like I said, I'm the most disappointed with are the people who've done podcasts with him, who knew he was walking up to this third rail, who could see him going up to that third rail, but none of them had the stones to pull him back and say, hey, look, man, you may want to watch what you're saying. Man, look, I said some things and people have direct messaged me like, you got to kind of watch what you're saying. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I do need to kind of watch what I'm saying. So, you know, and it wasn't like they were, you know, they weren't admonishing me. They were just looking out for my best interest. And you know what? That's what your people are supposed to do. You know, that's what your fellow gamers and YouTubers, whatever, content creators are supposed to do. Like, man, you got to kind of walk it back. So his comments were disappointing. But all this, because look, I'm seeing this. Look, I come out of the world of the movies, and man, you got these dudes bitching about the Star Wars movies. I mean, grown ass men bitching about fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Bitching about fantasy. You know, and which to me in its own is stupid. You know. But you got them bitching because Rey is so powerful in Star Wars. They're like, there's no way that a woman should be that powerful. You know, it's just stuff like that. It's kind of like, man, how stupid are these people? You know, so, and it's just, but it's on them. What was good and what Porter Rock did, shout out to Porter Rock 77, you go watch his Michael Bay trilogy of the Naughty Dog Agenda. What he exposed about Robin was that Robin wasn't giving you all the information. Okay? Yeah, Clint is going to show up and put in some work in Avengers 4, definitely. Definitely. He's been seen on the set doing a whole lot of stuff. Black Widow definitely should be dead fighting the Black Order. But she killed one of them. I forgot which one of the Black Order did she kill? I can't remember. Who was with Proxima Midnight when they attacked Vision? I can't remember. So Blade lost to everyone. Black Panther beat. Yeah, Blade is a cool character, but he's a street guy. You know, he would be in the realm with Luke Cage and all of Jessica Jones. So, but ultimately, yeah, that's people wanted my intake on, or my take on the whole thing with Solid Rev. And it was some comments, like I said, his first comment I thought was ignorant, the these black dudes comment. Yeah, that made me uncomfortable, but I was not going to hang anything else on it. But ultimately, his statement about, that other statement, yeah, that was some bullshit, straight up and down. And as you could see that coming, though, because he don't even want to play games as a woman. And I get what he's saying. It's just the way he's phrasing it. He literally is saying, I get it. There are people who play their games, and I'm one of those people, who you put yourself into the character's shoes. Okay? But there's some stuff that's ridiculous. Okay? Lara Croft, I can't get into Lara Croft's shoes because I have no idea what it's like to jump around like that. Okay, and Lara Croft's been doing that since the 80s. Tomb Raider has been around since what, the late the mid 80s, late 80s. So, I mean, she's always been jumping around like that and raiding tombs. They got a problem with Nadine's character on Uncharted 4. It's like she's in charge. She's a mercenary. She's in charge. Big deal. She beat up the Drake brothers who are just, you know, it's like antiquities. They go and rob for antiquities. They are tomb raiders too. They're not trained armies, but they got no problem when Nathan Drake picks up a gun and starts shooting with deadly accuracy like he's a damn Navy SEAL. You know, and it's a game, people. It is a game. So there is no agenda. But you realize the people, you're right, OBJ, the group of people who's filing this complaint that there's an agenda, remember, like I told you, they're all male and they're all white males. So they're the ones filing the complaint. I don't hear white women that play video games talking about this whole agenda thing. I just don't hear it. I don't hear black men on YouTube complaining about it being an agenda. You know, obviously we got to keep it a buck here. So, but yeah, the people, and I don't know who Solid Rev does his podcast with, but those cats, you need to start looking at side eye. Okay, I don't know if he has men and women on this podcast, but it is what it is. So Blade made Spider-Man run from it. Yeah, I would run from him too if a vampire was chasing me. So Black Panther intimidated. Well, Black Panther beat up Luke Cage. I mean, I don't know if y'all know that or not. There was a comic book where Black Panther like knocked him across the room because Luke Cage was like, "Do you know who I am?" And Black Panther didn't even let him get the words out. He just hit him in his face. So, yeah, I mean, it's not about Lara Croft. It's just about how in the world. I mean, I understand that. Like when I play, like one of the things I like about Mass Effect is you get to create your character. And look, even with Mass Effect Andromeda, I created the character that was on screen. Okay, I created the male character, I created female character. So I just wanted to play as the female because that's only the second time I've played as a female. So in Mass Effect, I did it with Mass Effect 1 years ago, and the story just doesn't seem that good, and it's not. Now, when I played as Sarah on Mass Effect Andromeda, it felt more natural, and it's just kind of like, well, here's the reason why, is because they did kind of center that. So, yeah, Shuri's been Black Panther before. You've heard black men on the agenda thing too? Then send me a link, direct message me the link. I'm not here saying that they're not doing it. It's just not as prevalent. And the thing, like I said, the whole thing with Robin Gaming, what was disappointing was that he didn't let the whole comment play out. You know, he just if you let the whole comment play out, and it's from what, 2 or 3 years ago or something like that, it's just silly. So Drake is a Navy SEAL on the low end. Okay, well, I don't recall them bringing that up in the game. You know, so you know, and you had if you play The Last of Us Part 2 or The Last of Us, Ellie is killing grown-ass men. You know, when you play as Ellie, you play grown-ass men. So a dark side habit. Well, I'm not here to say that he does not play them. Okay, yeah, Rev does play those games, and I mean, again, he just doesn't like it, and it's damn near it's sexist. At the worst, it's sexist. But overall, I mean, his own words have kind of hung him out to dry. He looks hypocritical. You know, he looks like a hypocrite. And again, like I said, I blame the people who do the podcast with it because they should have 96. Okay, that's fine. Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure people were talking about Tomb Raider when I was in school, but maybe not. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I just think it's hypocritical. But I blame the people who do the podcast with me. That's who I would start. Is, you know, hey, forget about him. What about these people that let him walk up to this third rail and step on it like an idiot? So, who are my top 5? Who is your top 5 powerful comic characters? My favorite comic book character is Superman. I'm glad they got him right in Justice League, even though Justice League was straight garbage. Let's see, I would say Superman. I like Superman. I like Black Panther. Black Panther is probably my favorite. I mean, my two favorite superhero movies are top three: Iron Man, Man of Steel, and Black Panther, in no particular order. One of my solo movies, and I got to throw in Thor Ragnarok too. Thor Ragnarok was good. So those are my 3 or 4 top favorite movies. I think Man of Steel is a classic. Okay, I thought that was a classic movie. So I did like the first. I like Blade 1 and 2. Blade 3 was straight garbage. So I like the first X-Men going all the way back to the 90s. I like the X-Men 1 and 2. I did love First Class. I loved the second one after that. Hold on. I can't think of the name of it. Damn. X-Men 3, Dawn of Apocalypse. Age of Apocalypse was straight trash. Straight garbage. I mean, it just was. Let's just keep it a buck. Just like that third X-Men movie, X-Men, what was the name of that third X-Men? Last Stand. That was garbage too. Garbage. So it is what it is, people. Let's just call it like it is. So Ryan, maybe they did. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm looking at them. That's why they need to be contacted. I mean, I don't know who it was, and again, because I don't really listen to his podcast. He's just in. There's people that I follow that follow him. So sometimes what he was putting on social media, it would pop up. It's like, damn, this dude's got a problem playing as a female. And to me, just don't buy the damn game. I mean, instead of complaining like a woman, be a man and just go get something else with your 50, 60 bucks. Go get some couch dances, whatever it takes, go get your oil change, get your car winterized. Damn. Or better yet, donate to my PayPal account and I can finish building this damn PC. So I figured out I'm about $350 away. $350. So I left the PayPal information down there for somebody to donate to the church. So, but yeah, video games are fiction. Escape from reality niggas play as Fox, Mouse, Lego blocks, etc. I agree. I mean, it's just. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm Assassin's Creed. You're like part ninja and an assassin. I mean, just come on. I mean, it's all fantasy. So, just it is what it is. So, and there's also a valid concern about people who have a distorted view of gender gaining a foothold in gaming. I mean, again, but how many games have come out this year? Let's look at 2018. Let's look at 2018. How many games have come out this year where there's a woman lead? Seriously, how many games have come out this year where there's a woman lead? So I mean, you got people like Porter Rock was saying, shout out to him. They got mad that in Naughty Dog's Uncharted 4, the epilogue, Drake and his wife had a daughter, and they were saying it should have been a boy. That's an agenda. How is that an agenda? Oh, okay, if I sit up there, if my girl comes home from work today and says I'm pregnant, and it turns out to be a girl, is there an agenda? Or is it just 50-50? They may have flipped a coin and said, hey, look, heads is a boy, tails is a girl. I mean, damn. Yeah. It's a video game, and it's like people complaining, well, why did they show that kiss on the Last of Us Part 2 trailer? Well, they were trying to show you the detail of facial features that you're going to be getting in that game. The same way they were showing a bunch of faces in Detroit Become Human. Okay, then when we actually saw the game, it's like, my God, the game actually looks like this. So, it's crazy. That and again, what's sad about Robin's video is that had he played the whole video, he would have been able to give you a better contextualized argument. I mean, again, it's his opinion. I mean, he has a right to his opinion, but the fact that he edited it to push a agenda that he has, I gotta call bullshit on Robin Gaming. I'm calling bullshit on Robin Gaming on that video. I'm still sub to him. Okay, so and he does 95% of his work on Twitch anyway, and I'm not on Twitch. So, well, actually, I think I am on Twitch. I just keep forgetting that I'm on Twitch. So, but you know, so but it's not a matter of who's right and who's wrong, Grudia Legends. You know, the fact is that Porter Rock, at the bare minimum, gave everybody context for what was said with Robin Gaming. He didn't do that. But that's because Robin has an agenda. So, I mean, again, Naughty Dog has how many games out? I mean, how many games has Naughty Dog made? We know about The Last of Us, and we know about Uncharted. And what else have they made? Did they make the Spyro the Dragon? Or what is the other game that they make? I know they've made like 4 or 5 different games. And they've got like one game where there's a female lead. One. Because she's not... Like Porter Rock said, even though Ellie wasn't the lead character in The Last of Us, I mean, because she wasn't, and this dude was literally trying to say, well, the fact that she was in it makes her a co-lead. I'm like, really? She's only 20? That's like saying in The Witcher 3 that Ciri is the lead character, even though you play as Geralt 85% of the time in that game. Now, it's Ciri's story. It is her story. I'm just telling you all now, if you try to protect her, then she's going to feels like she's got something to prove and she's going to die. Trust me, I had that in me. I was trying to protect her, not understanding that she's got elven blood in her and she can protect herself. Plus, she's a witcher, for Christ's sake. She doesn't need protection, you know. Yeah, my super chat button is my PayPal account. Yeah, hit that PayPal account. So they did Crash, Jack, and Daxter. And so they have one game coming out in how many years that are going to they have one game coming out where there's one female protagonist and there's people going ham. I mean, grown men going crazy. You know, how about when they pressed when Dina pressed her face on Ellie? How about the fact that that she left a sweat transfer? Did you all see that? I mean, you all got so caught up in the kiss, which I mean, look, the kiss was, I didn't give a damn. Like I said, I think if you slow it down, you might be able to see a little nipple in there too. I mean, for all I know. I mean, I personally, I think I saw a nipple. I'm sure OBJ saw that was a nipple too. So, yeah, she needed an escort, but yet she was not, you know, she's a co-lead. What the hell's wrong with these people? So, I mean, if you go see Ant-Man and Wasp, Ghost is not the main character. I mean, she's in the movie, but the movie is more about Wasp. It is Ghost's story, though. She's got a parallel story. But the story is about Janet Van Dyne and getting her out of the quantum realm. So you saw 2 ugly chicks kissing. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was, I guess. I mean, I didn't think Dina, but Dina got a nice little body on her. You know, Ellie looks like a boy, you know, but, you know, she's gay. You know, she's gay. So it's fun. I don't care. I mean, that's what the big deal is, you know. So, so what's the OBJ? Yeah, I agree. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. I mean, it's so I don't know how they have an agenda. If they come out with The Last of Us Part 2, if you're so against playing as Ellie, then don't buy the game. It is that simple. It is not difficult. It's like Battlefield 5. If you're that upset that they put a woman on the cover of Battlefield 1, then you're an idiot, in my opinion, but you don't have to buy the game. You get the final say, okay? And even when EA said, hey, look, if you don't like the fact that there's a woman on the cover, then don't buy the game. I mean, they're keeping it 100%. They kicked you all in the balls. You know, I was listening to shout out to Any Given Sunday podcast, but you had some nitwit on there saying that Italian people, you know, helped build this country. Shout out to Italians and Irish helped build the country, which again, I give Titanfall Princess credit because she called bullshit on that person. Okay, this country was built by black people. Okay, it was stolen from the red man. It was built by the black man, and it is maintained by the brown man. So get the fuck out of here. And anybody who knows anything about world civilization and history already knows that. Like I said, only a buttery, skinny jean wearing simp thinks the other way. The Irish couldn't even survive in the conditions that originally were here. That's why the British went and had to go start trading slaves in Africa. And then when they couldn't trade for them, they stole them out of there. You know, so I mean, yeah, there are people that they don't know there. That's why I say to you guys, go behind the words. Go behind the words. So, you know, and then you will find out the truth. But I shout out to Titanfall Princess for calling bullshit on whoever said that on that podcast. I can't remember who that was, but somebody needed to slap that guy silly, and I'm glad somebody called bullshit. So, you know, that's all you got to do. The Chinese laid the railroads. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're exactly right. But everybody built those railroads, but you are 100% correct. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hell, the Chinese, not the Chinese, the Japanese discovered the jet stream. That's the reason why we know there's a jet stream. It's because of Japanese. Not because of what the, but I mean, I'm serious, man. These people didn't do shit, you know, so, you know, except enslave, you know, destroy other people. You know, what the Australians did, who are British, I believe, by the way, I believe that those are British colonists. They destroyed the Aborigine people down in Australia. They destroyed them. You know, and they're running around jack happy and like, oh, look at us. Man, get the fuck out of here. So again, if you got problems with playing as a woman in a game, if you got problems with Battlefield 1 because they stuck a black man on the cover and these white folks swore up and down, that's not a representation of World War I. I mean, EA should not have had to come out with a big, long excerpt saying, here is the unit that this comes out of. Here's the unit. This is a real unit. You know, then they had to shut up because, again, they don't want to give credit to anybody but themselves. So, and like Ash and Lucas said, hey, it sucks to suck, but that's the truth. All right, so now let's get to these Xbox Scarlet and PS5, courtesy of Luwafa over there in, well, I can't say where Luwafa is. Luwafa may be your neighbor. Luwafa may be working at the gas station. Luwafa may be an engineer at a major software company. Luwafa may be Donald Trump, for all you all know. You know what I'm saying? But Luwafa has not led us wrong. So here are some more specs, courtesy of Luwafa. So the new Xbox is going to play it safe, apparently. And we'll have to wait and see because these can change, okay? These can change. Take this with a grain of salt. So Xbox Scarlet is going to have something called DDR4, but it's going to have 16 GB, I guess, of RAM and 1 terabyte. With the improvements to the CPU, it will be able to do 4K native gaming for everything. So that's Xbox Scarlet. They should be targeting better frame rates. Don't know what that means. It could be 60 or higher. It could be 30 or higher. Look for them to try to get away from 1080p, which is a shock because 1080p and go open frame, but they're trying to get away from that. So that's what they're going for. That's the safe play right now. And here's why, according to Luwafa, is that the Xbox One X has not sold very well. I'm not here to say that the Xbox One is a failure. Do not put words in my mouth. The Xbox One X did not sell the way they thought. There's not people lined up at Target and Walmart waiting for the truck to come in to get it like they were with the PS4 or something like that. They are extremely happy with the sale of the Xbox One S. The Xbox One S has exceeded expectations. It has done better than they thought. Microsoft also deserves credit because they fully embrace 4K. Even though they got one of the worst 4K Blu-ray players on market, it is straight trash compared to the other ones. But arguably, it gets you into the market. And yeah, Botany Bay was a English people. Yeah, that's all true. Yeah, and that's fine. So more like Xbox red herring. Yeah, it's not a red herring. So, but so it's a but that's Xbox Scarlet. Like I said, Microsoft gets credit for embracing 4K because they're the first ones who gave us the ability to have 4K movies, and so they deserve credit for that. This is Sony deserves credit for mainstreaming the Blu-ray within the gaming community. Microsoft deserves credit for taking it a step up, even though a lot of people aren't buying 4K movies. It's just they're just not. I mean, I'm converting my library to 4K, but the movie that yeah, shout out to I guess they're not. Yeah, let me check this out. I guess they're gonna go back and be mad that Ripley from the movie Alien and Aliens and all that stuff is a man. Okay, I guess that's what they're going to get upset about next. I mean, are they going to go back and have some rage on that shit next? Because that Ripley, that was intended to be a guy, and Ripley's character was supposed to die at the end of Alien, but they tested it and it didn't work well. Meanwhile, friggin' Sylvester Stallone could play John Rambo and go back over to Vietnam and shoot an M60 and not get shot one goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? So again, get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. So, you know, I mean, this damn, you know, but yeah, this crazy. All right. So Xbox Scarlet, DDR4 and 16 GB of RAM and 1 terabyte. It will not have an SSD. I don't know what that is, but whatever that is, it ain't gonna have it. So it's called Scarlet because that's the name that they've just trademarked, registered it by. They are waiting on CPU results. So they're waiting on CPU results. Don't know anything about the bandwidth, but again, it's going to be more. It's going to be enough for 4K. And again, DDR4 and 16 gigabytes of RAM. They're already getting. They're already getting. It's going to be anywhere from. Damn, where did I write that at? Shit, fuck. Okay. So it's going to be anywhere from 10 to 12 T-flops. So it's what they're shooting for, 10 to 12 T-flops. That way, and again, they'll still have dynamic 4K and checkerboarded for that ain't going nowhere, folks. So, but dynamic 4K again is when the resolution it may be 2160p 1 second, and then a tumbleweed blow by your guy, and then it go down to 2100. That's just the way it is. So, you know. So yeah, but that's Xbox Scarlet according to Luwapa. And let's see here. I mean, that was pretty much yeah, solid state drive. I have no idea what that means. So yeah, but apparently it's not gonna have it, you know. So yeah, the Pro did do some native 4K gaming, did checkerboarding 4K. Yeah, you're right, it did, you know. And but again, it's not designed for that. And so a lot of the games that are 4K are games like Wipeout and Burnout and all that kind of stuff, which is fine if you like that. Again, if you're into the whole 4K thing and how many frames per second, you needed this game on a damn PC. This Luwafa emailed this to me, so I'm sharing the email. So, why DDR4? It's the safest route, is what Luwafa said. So what's wrong with is something wrong with DDR4 and 16 gigabytes? So I mean, is that pretty good? That's pretty good, actually. That's actually pretty damn good. But it's a safe step, okay? And 16 gigabytes of RAM and 10 to 12 T flops, so it's going to be twice as powerful as the Xbox X. But with that said, it's going to, as far as the gigabytes of, as far as the GPU and the I guess this, well, I don't know, this DDR4 thing at 16 gigabytes. So that's just, it is what it is, people. Yeah, people got to get over it. Like cornflake without the milk. So yeah, it will take, yeah, they're not going to get away from the battery thing, which I think is garbage. I hate that method. I totally hate that. So, but like I said, I mean, it is what it is. Lack of, What I think about Lawrence Fishburne and Ant-Man, I liked him. I liked him. I like Lawrence Fishburne. So he's been an actor. He was one of the actors in the first what's the name of it? Death Wish. Back in the day with Charles Bronson. Think Death Wish 2. He went by Larry Fishburne in. So that's way back in the day. So, it's not a unified memory system. Again, I don't know what a unified memory system is. I just know that that's the report right now. DDR4 is outdated. Well, if it lets you do what they want, then what difference does it make? So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I guess Cold Vein is an anime style game, but you got two white characters. So is there an agenda? Are the Japanese, are the Asian people going to say there's an agenda? There's an agenda. They don't want Asian. I mean, what the hell, man? And shout out again. I don't know. Maybe it was Porter Rock or somebody else who said one of the most iconic characters in history. Liquid Snake and Solid Snake and Big Balls, that's from a Japanese man. That's a Japanese guy who did that. Kojima did that shit. So, I mean, this stupid, man. That's all I can say. This dumb, So, but yeah, all right. So, any other questions on the Xbox Scarlet? So, yeah, I don't know what that is. DDR5 32 GB. So, so yeah, that's from Lou Waffle. You understand anytime the character is not male or not white, suddenly is. Well, again, that's what I'm saying. You got to call bullshit on it because they're not telling you what the agenda is. I mean, that's what I've never understood. They are not telling you what the agenda is. So, and so therefore I call bullshit on anybody claiming an agenda. Now, if you can sit down and say, here's the beginning of the agenda, their agenda is to do exactly what? To do exactly what? I mean, seriously. So, it is what it is. But the X have GDDR5 memory. Oh, okay. But is the X, yeah, it has 12 gigabytes of RAM. So it's going to have DDR4. And this is a safe step. And 16 gigabytes of RAM. Can you get 4K with DDR4 and 16 gigabytes of RAM? That's the question that you got to ask yourself. Can you get 4K? Like if you're building a PC and somebody says you can get GDDR4 and 16 gigabytes of RAM, and then you need this type of, and then they're going to have a GPU that's 10 to 12 T flops. So that's going to get them their 4K native, and then they're going to have a better CPU than this trash Jaguar. I mean, the Jaguar CPU. Well, I mean, the Jaguar CPU is actually doing a good job, but but ultimately, according to all these people that build PCs, the Jaguar is trash. So we just have to wait and see. So, it is. That's true. That is true. They're waiting on their CPU results. Yeah. Yeah, they don't know what kind of CPU it's going to be. So The Xbox can't hold native 4K with DDR5. It does have it, but it does have 4K native games. Look, I play games on the X that are 4K native. Rise of the Tomb Raider is 4K native. Forza Motorsports and Forza Horizon is 4K native. So that's just reality. And so, you know, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. So, all right. Let's move on to the PS5, which is being done under the code name of Kraken. And so the PS5 Kraken is, again, supposed to have anywhere from, there we go. The PS5 Kraken will have anywhere from, let's see here. I gotta turn the page. Oh, okay. It's got something called GDDR6. It will have anywhere from, it will have 14 gigabytes of memory and a 1 terabyte hard drive. That's one of the new models that's being tested right now. So CPU will mimic a Ryzen or i5, and it will be anywhere from 10 to 12 T-flops. So again, they're targeting 4K native, and that's the target is 4K. And whether I can't say 4K native, they're targeting 4K. And it is what it is, people. So I don't know which one of these devices is more powerful because they're both going to be able to do the same thing. So, so the PS5 is half done then? No, I just don't know. The CPU, we already know what they're using. So, I have no idea what GDDR6 is. So, an odd code name. That's just the name they register it under. It won't come out and be called the Kraken. They'll call it PS5. So it's like the name of the PS4. They just call it PS4. You know. So, you know. I don't know. That's just the name they registered it under. So it's just, it is what it is. Kraken. It's not going to be the name of the device. So, only 14 of GDDR6. Oh, well, I don't know if that's good or bad. If their target is 2160p, people got to understand this. Their target is 2160p. So what gets them there is what gets them there. They're not going to, if they only need 16, they may only have 4. If they can do it with 14, goddamn, they're going to do it with 14. So, oh, it's a joke. Oh, no, I didn't get it. I'm sorry. And that's just the name they're building it under. So it is what it is. So any questions about what these specs mean? Because to me, if you're targeting 2160p, which is 4K, each one of these devices can do it. And this is what I've said before. They're just going to do it differently. You have to remember that the PlayStation has to run VR. So it will be more powerful, but it's not that big a deal. So double data range, type 6 synchronicity, synchronous graphics, dynamic random access. Oh, damn, that's a whole lot of words right there. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just, yeah, if you can get, I mean, here's my point. I mean, if I need a brand new tire on my car, it don't matter if it's a Michelin or a Firestone. I need a new tire. You know, so it's just, it is what it is. So you won't play with a racist protagonist. Okay. So, you know, just, it is what it is, people. That's Xbox Scarlet. And again, they are, they're increasing their gigabytes, I guess. They will have an increased bandwidth, and they're going to use GDDR, or they're going to use DDR4. I mean, I don't know why that's so. I don't understand why that's so hard. So, it said you need at least 7 to 8 gigs for native 4K, and with AA gobbles even more, they need at least 16 gigabytes of RAM. Well, that's what the Xbox has. It's gonna be 16. So I mean, again, these are specs right now. These could change. I mean, these could change. So, but again, they only got 12 gigabytes right now, don't they? They have 12 gigabytes and they're using 6 T-flops and they're getting 4K native on their games. So there's different processes that these APUs have that allow the developers to do different things. So it's just, that's reality. I mean, that's just our reality. I mean, again, yeah. I mean, if this was a PC, it may react different. So Scarlet means it's bleeding red. Okay. Well, that's kind of, well, since they're operating in the red, they sell them at a loss, so that makes sense to me. They're not going to take a step back. Well, I don't see why that's not a step back, Lansville Paul. I mean, if they're gonna, I mean, that's more GB. They're gonna have wider bandwidth. They're still gonna have the 1 terabyte. They're not gonna have an SSD card because it's too expensive. And that's just reality that you got to deal with. So, what's up, Ryan, the professional? So, but GDDR4 is weaker memory. But if it allows them to get where they're going, this is what you all don't seem to get. You know, that's what I don't understand. Like if I'm building a PC, so if I go out there and I say, man, if I get DDR4 and 16 gigabytes, will that, and I get a whatever, I get a GTX 1070, whatever the hell these people call these things, and an i5 CPU, will I not be able to run games at 4K? Yes. Yes. I should be able to run my games at 4K. Not all of them, but a lot of them I should be able to run my games at 4K. Now, if I want to just overpower it, I could get an i7 and I can get something called a 1080 Ti, and then I can just overpower it. But the consoles have all these built-in processes. Look, if you look on paper at what the PlayStation Pro has in it, look what it has in it spec-wise, and then explain to me how a game like Horizon Zero Dawn looks like that. Because based on the spec, it should not look like that. It should look like straight garbage. It should look like tearaway. Okay, so sounds the same. Well, see, now you're getting there on competitive. The graphics and the resolution, they are at their apex. Okay. Well, if you don't believe me, take a look at friggin' Shadow of the Tomb Raider gameplay. Look at that. Look at Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Look at Gears of War 4, not Gears 5. That was on a PC. Look at Gears of War 4. I mean, look at it with the correct 10-bit HDR encryption and all that kind of stuff. They're doing that on what they got now. And that is a 4K native game, I believe. It's at 30 frames per second. So how do they improve that? They can go ahead and maybe get it to 1440p at 60 frames per second with high settings and HDR. I mean, that would improve the visual of that type of game. So Aloy is your girl. Well, you got to capitalize the A there. Yeah, it's called talent. Yeah, Guerrilla Games knows how. Look, Guerrilla Games, Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog, they all helped design the PlayStation and PlayStation Pro. They were like, here's what we need to do what we need to do. You don't have to give us any more. I'm sure there's some overhead there, but or not overhead. There's more grass they could mow, but they just don't have to. Okay. And for people to get into this whole power thing, obviously you haven't been paying attention because the Xbox X is more powerful than anything else ever built console-wise. Console-wise, it is one of the worst selling. Okay, that's reality. So I don't want to hear people saying, well, you're bashing the Xbox. How dare you, to the death, motherfucker, to the death. That's not what I'm doing. The fact is the X is more powerful than the S, yet there's not been this big onslaught of people to go in there and get rid of their S's and get X's. That's just the way it works. A lot of people did not leave the PlayStation ecosystem like Jabba Jabba Daha said they were going to do and go get the Xbox because it didn't matter. It didn't matter they had 6 T-flops and a custom CPU and whatever the bandwidth is. That doesn't matter. They're still able to get games. They, being the developers, have been able to get their games to 4K native with that console. Now, yeah, Sea of Thieves is garbage. Okay, the game has been straight garbage. Okay, the thing with the Fox, Super Lucky, whatever that thing is, trash. But it's 4K native. Gears of War is 4K native. Rise of the Tomb Raider is 4K native. So they're already doing 4K native on the X. So if they give it a little bit of a bump in the CPU range, they're just going to improve the performance. There's nowhere else to go. Yeah, Halo is complete garbage. Okay, I like Halo. Come on, man. All right, that's fine. I like Halo. Why does everybody think Aloy is gay? I mean, why would she? Why would she be? Well, I mean, she actually, I don't know. Hell, I mean, does it matter? Shit. So, build your own Scarlet. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. There is a gay character. How do you all know it's a gay character? Darksiders 3 to release November 27th. All right, shout out to anybody buying that. Oh, Aloy smells. Ooh. GDDR is for high bandwidth speeds and graphics. So, well, there you go. So, insecure about his girlhood, man. Y'all are silly. Y'all are just silly. So, yeah, you all are silly. I can't believe you think Halo is garbage. So, yes, they have good developers, Lansville Paul. They do, but based on the specs, the game shouldn't be looking like that. It should look like Tearaway. I mean, that's just keep it a buck. So, does she look like who, Aloy? I don't know. So, I'm using Aloy. I mean, Aloy is fine for me. So, she's short. My goodness gracious! You see the girl who modeled her? She's a little video thing. They actually put more weight on her in the game. Aloy needs to have a baby. Okay. Oh my God. So, yeah, Halo on PC is going to be a beast. Oh man, that game looked phenomenal. The Asian dude with the staff in Mortal Kombat. Well, does he say that he's gay? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't recall that in Mortal Kombat 10, but I'm not saying that he's not. Y'all are silly. So, yeah, Detroit Become Human is a good game. You will not be disappointed. So, Aloy is power to women. I mean, look, she has to sneak around by stealth and avoid robotic dinosaurs. I mean, everybody out there is taking a loss. Y'all are too much. So. Gears Pop and Nintendo Switch. Really? I didn't know they were doing that. Well, first things first, y'all have to capitalize Aloy's name. So, but why would Aloy is such a tomboy? She is okay. Then you all need to play that game again. I don't know what makes her a tomboy. She don't have a whole lot of muscles. Have you all watched her walk? she has a feminine walk. My goodness gracious. So oh, they did? Okay. Do I like Nintendo games? Yeah, back in the day, everybody liked Nintendo. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Rygar, all those side-scrolling fighting games. What were the name of those games we would play back in the day? Final Fight and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Contra. Who did not like Contra? Okay, everybody liked them some Contra. So, so yeah, I like Nintendo's games. Donkey Kong. I love me some Donkey Kong. I like Star Fox. I'm trying to think Star Wars. I think it was Rogue Squadron. Yeah, all that was good. So, yeah, Aloy wears dresses and girly hunting outfits. Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, I agree. So, I just think you all are just scared. So, what you all are afraid of. Yeah, Playbox Gamers, Sony, we need to cater to all people, regardless of age, gender, sexual orientation. Yeah, they're right. And here's what all those people have in common. They all have money and may want to buy that system. So, and so you have to, they're going to make games. They're going to make games that reflect the people who buy their games. That's the reason why I mean, all right, you all know Samuel L. Jackson is black, right? And he plays Nick Fury. Nick Fury in the comic books was a white guy. Okay? They retconned him because Samuel L. Jackson. And again, when that happened, nobody complained. I mean, nobody complained. So what if they show Aloy being gay before the game comes out? Somebody's going to have to explain to me when she had her gay moment, because she's been around what? She was around that one guy that was help raising her. And then she became what, 16 or 17? And she became a Brave. So I agree with Halo Storm. Why would you care? You don't know any gay people? Okay. So Poison and SF4 is trans. What was the name of that game back in the day? It was on the PlayStation 2. And both those women were gay. And you were using both. I can't remember the name of the game. I think Porter Rock brought it up a few days ago. So, Amy Henning, single player games are getting expensive. More content at same price point is not sustainable. Okay. They are getting more expensive, though. You're right about that. I mean, again, I know things broke bad with her and Naughty Dog. I was really hoping Sony would be willing to, give her, fear. Is it called Fear Effect? Yeah. Both those women were gay. Nobody gave two shits. I mean, that's the thing. Sin and Punishment. I never heard of that one. I think Fear Effect sounds right, though. So let's see if we can pull up Fear Effect here. Fear Effect. Yeah, I had this game. I remember this. Yeah, I had this game. Here we go. This is from Fear Effect. Let's see here. Let's share this screen. We'll go here. I won't keep it up long because it may be copywritten. So here. That's from Fear Effect. Look, I mean, they're about, look at that. Look where her hand is. That's PC footage. So, I mean, I'm just saying to you all, man, this is crazy. Here's another picture of them. Look at that. I mean, this is the PS1. Look. I mean, damn, what the hell's wrong with you people? So, I mean, they were already being progressive. Well, this is maybe Fear Effect 2. So I didn't buy Fear Effect 2. So I'm just trying to find some more pictures. Here's another one. I mean, my question to you all is, where was your righteous indignation when all this was going on? Now, I'm serious. Where was your righteous indignation then? And that's why I got to call bullshit on you people. I mean, this game was released in 1999. So here's another one. Well, that was the wrong one. Hold on here. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. So yeah, you all get the picture. I mean, this, you know, that's my whole point here. It's just, it's crazy. So, I mean, that's the PlayStation 1. So, and it's just, my goodness gracious. So, maybe she had a bee on her and she was killing it, possibly. So, you know, so this generation has gone left. So the Hasselhoff is the real Nick Fury. Yeah, it could be. Guilty Gear. I don't remember that one. So, you know, but yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where was the rational. I mean, that was PS1 back then. So never played Fear Effect. I didn't either. You know, I didn't either. I'm using that as an example. So that was 1999. So that was damn near 20 years ago. So I don't get why you all are screaming now. I mean, probably you all were just kids. What's going on, Blue? Was that Blue Hisme? So they were ducking. Yeah, they were ducking their thumbs. Yeah. I mean, y'all are a bunch of babies, man, and they're complaining. I mean, I can see if you have been consistent. You know, I can see if you have been consistent. I mean, there were people. Why did you all complain in Mass Effect? One, because Liara, the blue girl. Let's see here. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can pull up some. See if we can pull some other stuff up here. So, because I just don't know why these simps are complaining about this agenda, and there's obviously been stuff going on for a hot minute, you know, and then all of a sudden you all just wake up and decide to start acting like a bunch of bitches. I mean, that's just the way I mean, seriously. So, I mean, everybody has a right to their opinion, but, you know, goddamn, you know, so, you know, I don't understand why all of a sudden there's this righteous indignation that it's like it came out of the blue. You know, it's just like it's just like, you know, it came out of the blue, and it's just like that old song, came out of the blue and went right back into it. So, well, then they don't boycott then, Tudor. I mean, that's the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing about this is that you get the final say as a consumer on what is going on. You get the final say. All right, nobody else but you. So, and if you don't like something, you don't want something, you can just say, I don't want it. I mean, when you hear people saying, I'm being forced to play as, call bullshit on them, because nobody's dragging them to the store to go buy the copy of it. Nobody is putting their credit card or whatever information into the computer. So there we go. And nobody is forcing people to buy things. Okay? Now, when I've asked for donations, I've said it's to go to this, but nobody is forcing you to donate. So, I mean, that is my point. Nobody is forcing you all to donate. So let's pull up Liara. Mass Effect 1 romance screenshots. So let's just see here. See what we get. Oh, that's her. I'm trying to find her with a female. But let's see here. Oh, there's a picture. Yeah, this is like one of the ones I used. So, no, I can't use that one. Oh, yeah, here we go. God damn it. These people are ornery putting these things up here. So, I can't just find one where she's just hugging Shepard. Always got to be somebody who's ornery. Yeah, let's see here. Can we use, yeah, I'll use this one briefly. So, yeah. Well, matter of fact, I won't. But anyway, you all get the picture. Liara is, Liara can procreate with boys and girls. So, Anita said that too many deaths perpetrate images of women as damsels in distress or sex object. But again, what my whole point is that the only two games I've seen come out this whole generation that have women as the protagonist is the Lost Legacy and then Tomb Raider. Now, what game am I? And then, Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's 3. So what other games are there that this generation where the women are the main protagonists? Okay, that's all I'm asking. So I named 3. Hold on, 1, 2, and 3. I named 3 of them. So, and Tomb Raider's been around since you all said the 90s. So everybody already knows that. So Mass Effect Andromeda lets you create your own character, Spartan guys. So that's a bad example. You do not have to create a female character. Okay, I mean that's just the truth. So any game that lets you any game that lets you have a character creator is allowing you a character creator. So so now there are some static RPGs like Horizon Zero Dawn. So, all right, Blood Rain. All right, I'm not forgetting. I'm asking. So so we've named 4 games so far where there's a female protagonist. I guess if you want to say Bayonetta, that's 5. Recore, okay, 6. Sensitive souls are touchy about it. Well, yeah, I know they are. So we've named 6 games so far. 6 out of how many this generation? So, all right, Nier. All right, that's 7. All right. Night of Azure. Okay, 8. How many games have we got this generation though? Seriously, how many games have come out this generation? So The Last of Us 2 is not out yet. So, but we already know that. So we'll count that. Let's count that as 9. Okay. So we've named 9 games out of how many with a female protagonist? And there's an agenda. So, I mean, I'm just, Red Ninja and Psy Girls. Okay, so we're up to 11. Again, how many games are out this generation? So Code Vein, you can use a boy and a girl. Code Vein's got a character creator screen. Can't use that one. Dark Soul, I don't know about any of the Souls games or Demon Souls or whatever that is. Bloodborne, you don't know if that's a man or a woman. So Nier Automata has a, okay. Nina Williams, Death by Degrees. Okay. Yeah, I already said Uncharted. So I gave us the first 3 or 4. So Arcana Hearts. Okay. I mean, if you want to throw in Nino Cooney as well, Gravity Rush. Okay. Yeah. I mean, nobody has answered how many games have come out this generation. So, but I was trying to get the agenda. If you're going to say what? Gravity Rush 1 and 2, yeah, that's fine. Everywhere in Journey wearing skirts. I never heard of that game. Is that a band or something? You talking about the band Journey? I mean, you all have named exactly 17 games. So, I mean, if you want to go all the way back, what about Final Fantasy X2? X2, that was Final Fantasy was on the PlayStation 2. That was a bunch of women. You know, Heavenly Sword, was that this generation? Okay. I mean, you're naming JRPGs. So okay, that's fine. So because I'm seeing a lot of JRPGs. You can choose to play as a woman at Anthem. Yes, you can choose. You see what you're doing there? You can choose to play. That's the difference. It's not static, meaning it's not thing. Parasite Eve is on the PS1. So Beyond Two Souls, okay, yeah, that's a good one. But we can't count Parasite Eve because that came out umpteen years ago. Beyond Two Souls, yeah. Hellblade, yeah. Yes, JRPG, yeah. Perfect Dark. Was that early? Was that Perfect Dark? Was that this generation? Or was Perfect Dark last generation? Yeah, now you are naming games from last gen. Yeah, Beyond Two Souls is last gen too. Yeah. I mean, again, my point is, where is the agenda? Okay, you all named like 17, 18 games. Out of how many games? Resident Evil 3 is not this time. Okay, shout out to Resident Evil 3, you know. You know. So Perfect Dark Zero is this gen. Okay, well, we counted that one. So when did Perfect Dark come out? The Perfect Dark Zero? Skullgirl. I never heard of that one. So I mean, you are digging, at this point. But all right, these games count. But all right, now somebody put in the chat how many games have been made this generation, which is 2013 till now. All right, let's just count. Let's don't even count 2013. Let's just count 2014 and on. So what is it? So they were all closed-minded. They hinted that Ellie was going to be the main protagonist. Yeah, I already said Horizon. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn and Nier Automata and oh man, what else did they say? The Horizon, Nier Automata, Lost Legacy. And again, it's not like you're being forced to play these games. So, I mean, when I created my character in Monster Hunter, it was a female. I mean, she was straight trash. So, but it was a female. Yeah, we already said Hellblade. So, Control, okay. You guys are up to about 20 games. Now, how many games are out for this generation? Let's see if we can. Let me see if we can pull this up. And we're not even going to count the Nintendo. So I'm going to bot out here a little bit. Because we're going to pull up exactly how many games are available. I'm just going to type that in. How many games are available? You all have named about 20 games. So, yeah, we already named Gravity Rush. Yeah, Mirror's Edge. Okay, that makes 21. That's 21 games. But how many games? And we're naming both systems, by the way. So you are naming both systems, and you got 21 full total games. I mean, that's how big of simps these people are. So, I mean, is this thing even going to work? Let's see here. All right, here we go. I'm going to type in how many games are on PS4. We're not including the VR and all that kind of stuff. Now, this, unfortunately, let's see here. The first thing that pops up is Wikipedia. Says there are currently 1,804 games on the PlayStation right now. 1,804. Now, that's Wikipedia. All right. So you have to kind of take that with a slight grain of salt. So let's just round that down to 1,700. Because let's just say 100 of them are wrong. So now we're going to go find out how many games are on the Xbox. And then we're going to try to break that list down, and we're going to do some math. And then we're going to try to find this agenda. Well, that's if this is going to work right. So now how many games are on the Xbox? So let's see here. How many games are on Xbox One? Come on. And this computer is slow. Okay. They're even including backwards compatible games. Oh, they got to have more than that. They've got to have more than that. There's no way. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if we can find out how many they are. So we got 1,700 on one of them. Xbox One X Enhanced Games List. So they are claiming 1,578. So let's just call that, let's see here. All right, so let's do some basic math. We're just going to call that 1,500. And we'll call the PlayStation 1,700. So what is 1,500 and 1,700? Let's see how much that comes to. So see, 1,500 plus 17. Damn it. 1,500 plus 1,700. So there's 3,200 games, according to Wikipedia, available. 3,200. Good Lord. So we're going to bring that down. We're going to go to the calculator. We're going to figure out what that percentage is. Because you all have named 20 games. So we're going to get the percentage here. So we got let me go ahead and screen share this. Mr. Share My Screen is going to strike. And let's see here. All right. My big boy pants. And so we're going to go. So we call the PlayStation 1,700. And we call the Xbox, we rounded that down to 1,500. That's 3,200. You all named 21 games. So we're going to times point. Okay. I don't even know where my friggin' decimal is. Okay, so the decimal would be right here. So exactly 6.4% is because you drop the zero, you have to move the decimal. You move the decimal here, 1, 2, because we use 0.20. Remember that, kids? So you move your decimal twice. So 6%. 6% of the games that have come out in 5 years or 4 years, 6% have female protagonists, but there's an agenda. Can somebody explain to these clowns if they don't know what the hell they're talking about? Who wants to raise their hand in class and go cuss these people out? 6%. So, I mean, well, we figured it at 6%. Oh, you already did the math. Well, I'm just basing it on the 20 games. Yeah, so 1%. Okay. Well, now he's saying 1%. My math could be off. So I did not hear about a Darksiders collection. Thanks for that. So if 1%, that is terrible. I mean, and yet there's a, you know, but there's a, you know, there's an agenda. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh my goodness gracious! But all right, guys, yeah, it's man, I've been here for 2 hours, so I'm going to get on up out of here. So this one a little long, but I had some other stuff to talk about. Hopefully, you all have enjoyed the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. I did kind of spoil that, so my bad. But it was a good movie. And let's see, Captain Marvel. They're finished with Captain Marvel. They just have to, they have to do the movie. They have to do the editing. Then they have to do the reshoot. Then they have to score the movie. And it is what it is. So it is what it is. So, but all right then, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for hitting that like button. You can hit me up on the Xbox Live. It's a Situated Spoon on Xbox Live, and then it's on PSN. It's Craig Harris 654, and go check out that go check out that baseball game me and Lincoln Clay played. Check it out on his channel. Mine got a copyright, so I had to delete it. Lincoln Clay won the game, but I got the free smoke, so I was happy. So, but yeah, it was fun. He used Detroit, and I used Cincinnati, and my team was straight got it. So, but you know how it is. So it is. It was fun, good time. So, but I'm gonna get on up out of here, folks. Yeah, somebody was telling me that Dragon Age has a gay character in it. I didn't even know that. Yeah, matter of fact, there is in Dragon Age Inquisitions, there is a gay character. I forgot about that. All right, then, guys, I'm gonna get on up out of here, and I will talk to you all later. I appreciate you all stopping by. And remember, stay cool, stay calm, and keep it gaming. Peace.